welcome. This is Love Dr. Pamela Smith. You know how I do it. I give you solution strategies to finding love, getting love, keeping love, enhancing love. I do what it takes to help you transform to getting what you want or enhancing what you already have. This is what relationship and loves are about. Now, the topic that you see, I talk about how do you stay on path for relationships or even the relationships that you're in. And I'm talking about this because this is one thing that I wish someone had told me to pay attention to, that you're going to have relationship issues, but I wouldn't have had as many as I did. So this is why I wanted to talk about this particular subject. So let's get right into it. Now, this talk is about what I learned and studied and understood based on a lot of people I've had conversations with. So the reason I wanted to I wrote a book on it. It's about staying on path. How do you stay on path? And my take on that is you got to know when you are staying on path is when you know you're in tune with the present of your mind now, your thoughts, and your logic, and what you're believing now, that what you want is clear. Staying on that path means you are focused on what you got to do to get what you want. Okay? And that means you stand on straight path. You stand on the path of your path, and you're not going to let anybody do certain things. So let's talk about that. So what happens first? What gets you off path? Because see, this is where everybody mess up. You get off path when you are distracted, when you have fear, or when you're impatient. Those are the main three reasons. Now, there's many more I could talk about, but remember, I talk about the main topics. The main reason you get off path is you are distracted. And I mean you're distracted. And what happens when you're distracted? You make poor decisions. When you have fear, you're worried about what somebody thinks about you or how they judge you. It could be a financial pressure. It could be a financial situation. And you fear what other people think. And then you're impatient. You're impatient because you're in a hurry to satisfy your need, your want, your desire. So you don't think about where you're going and what you're doing because you're so in a hurry to get what you want. And that's being impatient. And when you do that, you get off path. Okay, so what do you mean, Love Doctor? How do you mean I'm getting off path if I'm going after what I want that makes me happy? So here's what happened. You remember when I talked about earlier about how sometimes people get off path and want and desire things based on what they think they need, right? Which could be financial security. It could be having a child. It could be just getting married. And what happens is you think that's what you need at that moment. So you settle. So you're not really actually in a relationship of true love that makes you happy. You're in a relationship of your want. And so therefore you settle to fulfill the emptiness or desire that you think is missing. So you get off path. And see, we don't think about that because see, we so worried about the things I just said. So what happens is called life decisions. And when we make life decisions, we're making life decisions that could change our path. And you end up being in a place that you should never have been. And what happens when you get off path? You have a lot of trials and tribulation. And people don't really even pay that attention, but you do. When you get off path, you have more shit happen every time you turn around. You got the backstabbers, you got the enemies, you got people attacking you. You're driving mad. You're stressed out. You think you have a lack of money. And so therefore, everything that goes on is off path. It's out of whack. It's not right. Because it's the choices that you made on the basis of what? Distraction, fear, and impatience. So I wanted to talk about this topic because if you get what I just told you, anything you have ever wanted, anything that you're seeking, you can have. If you pay attention, this is why I keep talking about this. If you pay attention, if you remove the fear, if you learn to be patient, you will get what you want. You will meet the person that you're seeking. You will desire the person that needs to be in your life, and you will remove the ones that's not right. So I'm going to give you a few solutions to staying on path. Now, I gave you what is in your way, but here is the rule to staying on path. It's all about when you get into relationships. Because when we meet, what we do, we're attracted and we show up. Well, we're showing up to meet what we want. So now, if you pay attention to what you are meeting and desiring, then ask the questions, then you don't get what? Impatient. You got to stay in the lane. Stay in the lane. You got to learn to love yourself fully first. Because when you learn to love and be more aware of your likes and desires, then no longer you will fear people at all. That's why I talk about everything that happens within your life and situation is nobody but you. Everything you do is your choice. Everything you decide is a choice. So if you are fully aware of people and paying attention, you will no longer fear the situation. You won't fear the person. You understand? You'll stop letting someone waste your time. The other way to do that is stop reacting. Think before you react. Think about what is this difficulty that may happen if I allow this situation to happen, that I'm panicking. If I panic, if I get impatient, you're going to get off path. You're going to get right off path. So stay calm. Remain cool when you're meeting someone, or even in your relationships now. If someone is constantly causing you craziness and they always got shit going on and causing problems, if you remain calm and cool and say, now I'm not going to let this person get me off path. Now I'm not going to let this person take me through no changes. I know what I got to do and what I need to do. And I promise you, when you do that, you'll start realizing how people start conforming to you. They start doing what you said I said. You're not finna fear losing somebody, because if you get in control of self, you won't lose what you're seeking, because you don't fear it. Because we get back to what? It's their loss, right? It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, looking for a relationship, haven't met the person. If they're not the person that's giving you what you should in a relationship, then it's their loss. You see? But you got to take charge, because the greatest thing about the moment is now. And so now you have to change your direction, and you've got to learn how to stay on path. So I hope that information helped you out. It just you got to get you something to get you going so that you have what you want. So I thank you for joining the Love Dr. Pamela Smith Show. Remember, if you're single, what I say, you got to be patient. Just be patient. So love is always seeking you. If you're in a relationship, what I say, it's got to be a peace, joy, and happiness. So I thank you for joining me tonight. I hope the information I gave you will help you. Make sure you share this and give it to other people that need help, that is looking for information that will change their direction. Please share. Continue to follow, like. I love my hearts. Thank you for my heart. If you're not a part of the YouTube tribe, get over there and subscribe. It's Love Dr. Pamela Smith. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon as we continue to talk more about love, and love.